Hey everybody, welcome back to SJG Perspective. Glad that you could join us, myself. Just was going to jump through a few little interesting videos not available. Why is this video not available? I'm going to do this and see if that changes anything, because I can't see myself. But I'm live streaming. Does that mean you guys can see me? Oh, there I am. Okay. So anyways, I'll cut that part out. It's SJG Perspective. You probably saw me the whole time. But anyway, I thought I would just jump on here and just see how on my Saturday. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me, right? I had a few unrelated topics, subject, things I was going through on my news feed and wanted to touch base on. I just thought it'd be fun to make a little video. From mom holding a boy, it's a boy gender reveal party for her 20-year-old transgendered son, to AOC and her little green deal. I'm actually going to read up on that I've been hearing little bits about it, but we'll read a little article on it. How Republicans are the ones who are brainwashed, yet all the Democratic women were all sitting in all sitting in white together. I thought that was funny. Pelosi excludes old AOC from the climate change committee. And New Jersey residents probably going to getting some rain tax. Not like a new tax, make you feel better. Mother pours water. A little subject or a little article about a mother who poured water on her 9-month-old. She's a winner. Chicago police superintendent saying they're going to press charges against old Jussie Smollett if they find out that he filed a fake police report. This came like on the heels of the whole Covington thing, and I think the media was a little more careful not to jump onto the whole narrative right away. And there's a lot of holes. It's just a lot of holes in the story. It doesn't really seem to be holding water. Pope, a little issue on the Pope, or a little article on the Pope, and Gucci having a $900 sweater they're pulling because you'll see if you haven't already. And, getting back to the whole transgender debate with when women or men are transitioning into women, should they be allowed to compete with the women? From Miss Universe all the way to football. So, a form of football, not real American football, but Anyway, so we'll just kind of dive in here, and big shout out to some of my new subscribers. Thank you guys for coming over, and what I'm going to be doing on some of these streams going forward is going to be doing some more parody songs, putting together hopefully some funny little sketch, whatever you call them. Whatever your pleasure is. And then also some more of my videos where they're going to be recorded and then put up, not just live streaming. I just wanted to get something up, and producing those videos, even though they're small videos, 5-10 minute videos, take a lot of time. Usually take 2 to 3 hours sometimes to make those videos. So live stream is a way to at least engage with my audience and be able to hang out with you guys and just throw some stuff out there, see if it sticks. And so anyway, that's what we're going to do today. So thought I would open up maybe on this one. Wait for it. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll start there. It's funny. It's a boy gender reveal photo shoot for her 20-year-old transgender child. That's one way to mark the announcement. So, and this article comes from The Blaze. Kentucky mother, and we'll just kind of breeze through the article and just have fun with it. All of them, not just this one. Kentucky mother set up a gender reveal photo shoot for her 20-year-old transgender son's birthday as a way to celebrate his coming out. Wave TV reported. Heather Green purchased glitter, blue balloons, and It's a Boy blanket for her themed photo shoot on her child's January 29th birthday. She then posted the photos on Facebook for all the world to see. I mean, why wouldn't you? When your child comes out as a trans, the best thing to do is create a photo shoot to celebrate the fact that he silently and bravely stepped out of that race that he never wanted to be in, found his own lane, and proceeded to win. well, it's the jury's not in yet if he's won. I mean, he stepped out, and that's fine if this is not against being transgendered and stepping out. It's just, I think we're getting a little crazy with some of these celebrations of them, in the sense of like, it's just kind of crazy. I mean, and I'm not celebrating if you are trans. Hey, whatever, to each their own. But some of the stuff's a little silly to me. I don't know. I'm going to be called a bunch of ists and isms for that. But happy 20th birthday, Adrian. You are without a doubt the most fascinating human I know, and I will always be your biggest fan. I love you. I honor who you are, and I respect your courage to be unapologetically you. Let's celebrate. Okay, that's sure. And there's a little picture of it. So kind of the story goes, the Green told Wave that her son was born as a girl, but last fall, Adrian Brown came out to her and his younger brother as a transgender. Okay. There was no rule book for what mom is supposed to do when their child comes to them and says, this is my truth. Okay. There's truth, and then there's not truth. There's science and biology, and then there's not science and biology. And here's part of the issue I have with some of the, where we're becoming compelled language on this subject and compelled acceptance on this subject. Just up to very shortly, the DSM book, which, labels out your different mental or psychological disorders and mental disorders and whatnot, had gender dysphoria listed in as a mental illness, and this was labeled in the book as such until very recently, because of the SJW social political push to say that's very discriminatory and very mean to tell somebody they have a mental disorder when they have a penis and they think they're a woman. And again, if you are going to do that and commit to it and whatever, and you go the whole way, then that's good. But gender dysphoria or the transgender community has some of the highest rates of depression and suicide amongst any communities. That's to take into account also PTSD from soldiers returning home from war. It's just a fact. So, and the rates of depression or suicide don't change much at all once they've transitioned. So shouldn't we look at this in a scientific way and in a open and honest way? If you had somebody who thought they had 25 different personalities and they heard voices, schizophrenic, would you just celebrate them and celebrate their schizophrenia? Or would you say, whoa, time out a second here. We should probably check into maybe some medications or some therapy, because, I know you're hearing your voice, your split personality voices, but reality is those probably aren't really talking to you. And so let's figure that out. Or would we just say, hey, let's celebrate your truth. Who are you today? Okay, good. We'll go with that. And let them live in that hell and just come next to them and say, this is fine. This is fine. Or would we maybe reach out and say, wait a minute, let's figure out why you're feeling like you have 25 different personalities inside and you're hearing all these different voices. Anyway, Green told the news station, this was just uncharted territory, and as much as I was wanting to support him, I was also wanting him to know that it wasn't just acceptance, or that I was going to put up with him. I was going to celebrate it. Okay, well, like I said, would you celebrate somebody that had hearing voices? I don't know. Maybe you would. I don't know if I would, but the whole family participated in the photo shoot, which was snapped by the daughter of Green's boyfriend. I mean, my kids are used to me coming up with these harebrained schemes all the time, Green said. He was like, you're crazy. But yes, of course, which was a fair reaction. So the mom's crazy for wanting to throw the gender reveal party, but the son's not at all maybe having some issues mentally with believing that. You get my point. In some of the photos, Green sported a faux baby bump while holding a bunch of blue balloons on a sign that read, "It's a boy." Man, we're just celebrating craziness. It's just like, wow, it's crazy. And others, Brown was photographed with a big teddy bear lying next to him wrapped up in a baby blanket. I thought this was sort of a struggle. I had to do it myself, Brown told Wave. It's really heartwarming to see there are so many people out there who share the same story that I do and are so supportive of a complete stranger. And it gives me a lot of hope. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, there's just a lot in that. It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy how we are, what we celebrate now, and how we're told to, how common sense, how, you know, norms and standards of the past are being wiped and pushed away. And if you stick or you defend any norms of the past, and we're not just talking about any old norms, we're talking about biological understandings and meanings of words that have had substance and meaning for hundreds of years, and now we're just erasing those and saying no, none of that my truth is my truth. You know, it's kind of scary to me in some ways, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Old AOC Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Green Deal is commie red. This comes from Ron Paul, Liberty Report level. Ron, crazy old Uncle Ron, love him. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has released an overview of her Green New Deal. She calls it a massive transformation of our society. That makes me happy. And it is, but it is far more than battling climate change proposal. It's an attempt on steroids to move the United States in the direction of hardcore central planning. Which, hey, what could go wrong, right? It calls for a building on FDR's second Bill of Rights by guaranteeing a job with a family-sustaining wage. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Family and medical leave. All right, I'm on. Vacations and retirement security. Sweet. You mean I could get all of that stuff without having to do much? Sign me up. High-quality education, including higher education and trade schools. I thought we already had high-quality education that really is not that high. Because, and maybe that's what she's going to fix, but the professors in our colleges, this is a side note, by the way, are absolute crazy Marxists that are behind the social justice movement and social justice programming. And it is insane the crap they put in the minds of our kids. But I'm sure that, you know, this better education wouldn't have anything to do with that. But anyways, yeah, including higher education and trade schools. I thought we already had all that, but whatever. Clean air and water and access to nature. Well, I love clean air. Love me some water and access to nature. Love it. Gotta have it. Healthy food. Okay. You still got me. High quality health care. Okay. Well, we have that right now. We have high quality health care. Moving to a plan where we have Medicaid for all, Medicare for all. Single payer health care is not going to give you higher quality health care. It's just not. And that look around the whole world and see where they've done it. And if you've experienced that, please comment something. I'd like to hear from you. Because it's not. Safe, affordable, and adequate housing. Okay. Economic environment free of monopolies. I thought this was her climate change deal. What is all this? It's crazy. Economic security for all who are unable or, wait for it, right here. It's pretty awesome. Unwilling. Oh, you can't see that. Let me scroll down a little bit so you can. My guitar's in the way. Or unwilling to work. So economic security for all who are unable or unwilling to work. Incidentally, they went through this blog that she posted up. It got yanked down as soon as it started getting some attention, and then they tried spinning it, saying that this was Republicans or something that threw this up, and they manipulated it. And nope, this really was from her. There's archived photos of it that I think maybe I grabbed of her this is her plan. She threw up there. Then Democrats like, whoa, slow the train. We got to get the mic away from AOC. She is just, Pelosi, in fact, as we're going to touch on later, didn't include her, which made her cry. Didn't include her in the climate change committee because she's crazy. No, most of this has nothing to do with the battling climate change. Oh, yeah, sorry. Or even a green environment. It's a march towards communism. You think? AOC is using a slick Leninist type ploy here. Use a crisis in one area to advance a major wholesale change in society. She knows exactly how transforming her mad plan would be, she writes. The level of investment required is massive. Even if every billionaire and company came together and were willing to pour all the resources at their disposal into this investment, the aggregate value of the investment they would make would not be sufficient. So this is, she writes, my bold. Old Ron Paul, bold, Dean. Would not be sufficient. We're just saying that the level of investment required will need every actor to pitch in, and that the government is best placed to be the prime driver. Well, of course it is, because government doesn't ever screw stuff up, right? Right? The bigger the government with these lefties, the better the government, right? And they don't screw anything up. And speaking of healthcare, what is government healthcare ran by, that is done so well? Well, let's take a look at the VA, Veterans Administration, right? And the healthcare there. Our VA system sucks. And it's a very small number of people that are on it. Can you imagine trying to put 300 million people on a single payer healthcare system? 300 million? All these other examples that people point to of, wow, the single payer healthcare works wonderful. None of them have anywhere even near 300 million people. And our VA sucks. So if you think healthcare is going to get better when all of a sudden the government's paying for it, you're crazy. You're out your mind. And this her little plan. I don't know if they touches in here or not. Maybe it does. I read it later. It's $6 trillion. $6 trillion with a T. Now, most people don't even care, don't even understand the trillions and the billions and the millions. Well, just to kind of give you a perspective for some people, $1 million is $100,000, right? That's 1 million. $1 billion is $1,000 million. And $1 trillion is $1,000 billion. Pardon me while I take this phone call really quick. I can't pause it, but this is important. Hey, man, what's going on? I think that's going to be starting probably around 6 or so. So 6 or 7. So you can come up whenever. Chloe's not even here right now, so. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. We'll see you later this evening. Okay, man. Later. Bye. Sorry, that was my son. He's calling me, telling me he's coming over later. Don't really know how to pause a live stream, so whatever. Kids come first, right? She wants to upgrade or replace every building in the U.S. for state-of-the-art energy efficiency. Every building in America. Assuming for the moment that climate change needs to be fought and that the U.S. can do something about it, this woman has no understanding of the concepts of marginal costs and benefits, wrote Paul. Under any program where basic economics is understood, you would never call on upgrading or replacing every building in the country. But I think we've understood AOC doesn't get economics real great, doesn't get a lot of stuff. She was a bartender who then became a congresswoman, and really has no clue what she's doing. She's just throwing a lot of rhetoric out there and just throwing buzzwords out there to get people excited. And there's no way her plans are going to be able to work. So going back to it, her plan would be $6 trillion a year. We have spent $6 trillion in the wars over the last, when we went from Iraq, I believe, till current, we've spent roughly $6 trillion. She wants to spend $6 trillion a year on this. A year. A trillion is $1,000 billion. A billion is $1,000 million. Our national debt is at $21 trillion. She wants to spend basically a third of that every year for these plans. It's insanity. And I'm so glad she's out there promoting it. I really am. I'm glad she's out there promoting it. I touched on this the other day. Do you want to know why I'm proud she's out there? Is because it can't ever work. This is craziness. I mean, let them yell this stuff from the rooftops, man, because it can't work. And so, you know, this is great having these people out there promoting this stuff. It's great for us because it's ridiculous. It's silly. So, anyway. Yeah, so moving on here. Republicans are brainwashed. Democrats dutifully chant while in clad, identical white uniforms. Pull this up real quick here. Washington, D.C. in the remarks leading up to the State of the Union address. It's great. Tuesday evening, Democrat lawmakers accused Republicans of being brainwashed and following Trump no matter what he does, all while wearing matching white uniforms and only clapping when their party leader signaled it was okay to do so. If you guys caught AOC doing this sometimes, she was like looking over, do we stand up now? Do I clap? Is this okay? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a freshman. So she had to like, picking on AOC a little bit. That's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's pretty, this is kind of an interesting little article on that. So anyways, side note. Republicans are all brainwashed to agree with whatever Trump says, one congresswoman said after she addressed as she stood in solidarity with her fellow Democrats, all in matching identical uniforms. It's really sad that half of our nation can't think for themselves and only do whatever the Republican Party tells them to do. When we can't think for ourselves, we've lost that which made us a great nation, she added, reading off a script prepared for her by her party leaders. At publishing time, Democrats had revealed that they were slightly disappointed that the mothership didn't come to take them away during the speech, but they were confident it will be coming to take them back to their home planet any day now. Please, please do. Please do. Yeah, and this is another article on old Pelosi. Pelosi excludes Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from a new climate change deal here. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi excluded Democratic Socialist AOC from serving in the new climate change committee on Thursday. And she mocked the hell, by the way, out of her new Green Deal. She mocked that too. Because she realized we got to distance ourselves from this crazy little bartender because this is silly. That plan is, we cannot be like this is all Democrats think this because holy cow. She announced the Democratic members who, as she announced the Democratic members who will serve on the committee. Oh, and this is old Bernie, man, talking about climate change. He's so nutso. He's funny. Maybe we could come back to that. He's talking about how climate change, how Trump didn't talk about climate change. Yeah, because it is ridiculous. That's why, Bernie. The New York Post reports that Pelosi threw some serious shade at Representative AOC, denying her a coveted spot on the special panel of climate change and brushing off her new Green Deal. When asked about Ocasio-Cortez's new Green Deal during the interview with Politico on Wednesday, Pelosi appeared to dismiss Ocasio-Cortez's plan. It will be one of several or maybe many suggestions that we receive, Pelosi said. The Green Dream, or whatever they're calling it, nobody knows what it is, but they're for it, right? The Tampa Bay Times reports that the following Democrats were selected to new climate change committee. Ray Lujan of New Mexico, Susana Bonamacini of my home crazy town of Oregon, or state rather, Julia Brownlee of California, Sean Casten of Illinois, Jared Huffman of California, Mike Levin of California, Donald McCain of Virginia, and Jose Negus of Colorado. We have a moral responsibility to protect God's creation for generations to come, Pelosi tweeted. That's funny. Protect, what'd she say here? We have a moral responsibility to protect God's creation, except for the unborn baby, right? We have to protect the trees and the grass and the water and the fish and the air and nature. but not the actual forming child in a mother's womb. The little person in a mother's womb. We don't have to protect them. You know, it's not our responsibility to protect them. That's a woman's choice. Side note. That is why today we name members of the Select Committee on the Climate Change Crisis. Pelosi is such a piece of crap. I mean, piece of work. Sorry. Pelosi's argument coincides with AOC's Thursday release of a Green New Deal resolution that calls on the United States to mobilize against climate change just the way the nations mobilized to fight World War II, because they're comparable, right? According to the old crazy Uncle Bernie, we have 12 years, the scientists say, before something's irreversible and climate change and whatnot, and we're all going to die. And incidentally, if you guys haven't watched my video, shameless plug, on climate change and the 97% that all of the politicians and the leftists cry from the Cook the Cook study that was done, that said 97% of scientists agree. The science is anything but settled on AGW, anthropogenic global warming. On that, you go and watch my video. It's on my page. But basically, in a nutshell, there was 12,000 papers that they reviewed, that they gathered, that had anything mention of global warming in them, anything to do with anthropogenic global warming. And they read all of these position papers, these abstract papers. And, sorry, I thought I heard somebody coming in. They read all of these papers. Out of those 12,000, 4,000 actually were directly talking about global warming. Out of those 4,000, they had 3 criteria that they said, is it basically implicit or is it actually explicit, saying that global warming, man-made humans, anthropogenic global warming is real, we're causing at least 50% or more, right? Out of the 50% or more, there was like roughly 1.6% of those papers. So there was 12,000 papers, 4,000 they reviewed. They contacted all the people who wrote these papers. They got 1,200 people to respond, 1,200 scientists to respond. Out of those 1,200 scientists that were responding, they graded 2,100 of their own papers. And yeah, so it's, anyways, out of the 1,200 that said there was either explicit humans are creating 50% or more of the anthropogenic global warming, or is it just implied that humans are contributing? There was like 1.6%. So go 1.6% of people that scientists had explicitly said were causing it. So you should go read the paper. I'm just doing a real quick synopsis. I might even just F that up a little bit, but my synopsis, that is. But go watch my video. It's 11 minutes long and it explains it in detail. But it's not anywhere near what is pushed by the leftists and the mainstream media. Not anywhere near it. Global warming, global climate change, yeah, there's something happening. The consensus is nowhere near complete that people are causing it, and to what extent we're causing it. Anyway, moving on. This is a major, so basically she said that, you know, we need to mobilize against climate change like we did against World War II. Big difference. People were getting gassed, and not you know, we had to step in. It really wasn't, not even close to the same thing, but would you expect anything else from AOC? No. This is a major watershed moment that I am so incredibly excited that we are going to transition this country into the future, and we're not going to be dragged behind by our past. I'm so excited by that, AOC said. This is the day that truly embark on a comprehensive agenda of economic, social, and racial justice in the United States of America, AOC said. That is what this agenda is all about. So it's the Green New Deal, supposedly about climate change and combating that falsity, isn't really even about that. It's about economic change and about racial adjusting. Or I mean, she literally tried to like hit every hot point for the crazy left and the social justice warriors. It's like every little hot point in there. The climate, social, racial. My new Green Deal covers it all. I bet it does. I bet it does. They should like name a drink after her, being that she was a bartender. Yeah. Yeah, here's a little something she said. Well, I don't know if we want to watch it all.
The labor movement, the social justice movement, indigenous peoples, and people all over the United States of America. Because today is the day that we truly embark on a comprehensive agenda of economic, social, and racial justice in the United States of America.
Yeah.
That's what this agenda is all about.
Okay.
Because climate change, and our environmental challenges are one of the biggest existential threats to our way of life. Okay. Not just as a nation, but as a world. And in order for us to combat that threat, we must be as ambitious and innovative in our solution as possible.
$6 trillion a year.
So what we are doing today and introducing these resolutions here today is that it's not a bill. It is a resolution. And what this resolution is doing is saying this is our first step. Our first step is to define the problem and define the scope of the solution.
Oh, good. That's good. And to define the problem and the scope of our solution is to the tune of $6 trillion a year. And she's crazy. She's crazy. You can go read this article a little more. Yeah, go read that article a little more. Moving on. Hey, New Jersey wants to tax people. Pretty interesting. New Jersey wants to tax people what, I guess Fox News called the rain tax. Basically what this is, without reading the whole article, is that all the salt and the grimes and the grease and whatnot that gets on the ground from us terrible human beings, when the water comes, it rushes, when it rains, it washes all that off of anybody, off the pavement and into the watershed system. So basically, anybody who has a big driveway or companies that have parking lots, you're going to pay a tax for all of that stuff that's getting washed off of the road or that the concrete, your parking lots, your whatever, and into the waterways. Well, don't they salt the roads? I mean, doesn't the government there salt the roads, and doesn't the road cover way more? So are they taxing themselves? Oh no, that's right. They don't produce anything. They just take money from people. So they wouldn't have any way, even if they wanted to tax themselves. This is absolutely insanity. I'm not saying, how about we actually try to maybe implement maybe a more green solution for the substances and whatnot that are on the pavement that are getting washed in, or find a better way to, purify some of that water when it comes out. Treat it. Who knows? But this is just another way. Leftists and Democrats they're insane. Then you have this winner of a story. This mother pours water on her sleeping infant's face as payback for waking me up all kind of times of the night. She looks like a winner. Yeah. Chicken dinner. Basically, she said here, screenshots from the Facebook group, Where is Baby Katie, show that the original post that said payback for waking me up all kind of times of the night, the station reported, adding that the concerned people contacted authorities about the images in the video. The sheriff told WIS its notified county social services about the matter, and that there were 4 children, including the victim, residing in the home. The charge against the defendant will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Basically, what she did is, I thought it was coming down here, but she, let me see here. The mother posted a video of the act of the Facebook. The nine-month-old woke up coughing after water was poured on her for a second time. So she pours water on her 9-month-old because she's not getting her beauty sleep, right? Which is apparent. It's pretty apparent she's missing out on some of her beauty sleep. I will give you that. She is fugly, okay? But here's the thing. I think what they should do is they should say, okay, hey, you know what? We're not going to press charges. Just kidding. Put her back in her house, and then get the SEAL Team 6 or somebody in the middle of the night to covertly come into her house, and then waterboard her ass. I think that would be the best. I think she should be waterboarded. I think she should be woke up to getting feeling like she's going to die. Just tip her upside down. She's pretty big, it looks like, from her cheekbones. So you'd probably have to roll her up a little bit, and then, just waterboard her. Just dump some water down up in there. That's what they should do. And then they should throw her ass in jail. Piece of crap. Oh, then you got this story here, which is interesting. The old Jussie Smollett story, where the Chicago Police Superintendent, Empire star Jussie Smollett, will be held accountable if he made a false crime report. Now, I don't know all the details, but I know a few of them, enough to know that he claims he was attacked at 2 a.m. in the morning when it was negative 20-something degrees outside. He decided to go for a walk down to the local store and get himself a sandwich at 2 a.m. in the morning. And on the way back, a couple redneck hillbillies, because there's a lot of those in Chicago with MAGA hats on, saying, "This is MAGA country, bitch," and grabbed him, put a noose around his neck, and dumped some solution like bleach or whatnot on him. He then reported it, and 45 minutes later, when the cops finally came to show up, which there was a bunch of them, came to show up to take his report, he still had the rope hanging off his neck. So there's a whole lot of like, did this happen? Now, they have a bajillion million cameras, and it's not really a bajillion million, because that's not really a number. Even though AOC believes it is, that's not an actual number. But a billion, bajillion of these people came and actually... cops came to take the, cameras, not cops, cameras. Cameras did not catch any of this. There is no cameras anywhere where this happened. And he was only not on camera on his little walk to the store, apparently for, I think, 1 minute. There's only 1 minute where he's not on camera. And apparently that's where this assault took place. There's a lot of fishiness to it, and there's other people who have broke this out in a lot more detail. Jericho Green, by the way. Jericho Green would be a good one. Shout out to Jericho Green. Go look at Jericho Green's paper or video he made on this. It's pretty funny. There's some F-bombs in it, but it's pretty funny. It smells kind of BS-y, and it's funny how the media has distanced themselves from it. They were all about it at first, but then they just had that whole Covington boy debacle where the whole media and the whole world was calling for these young Catholic white boys to be killed and to be doxxed and to be persecuted. And then it came out that the story did not happen like the Native American man said it did. And when all the other video was put together, you realize that these boys really didn't do anything they were accused of doing. So the media had to step some stuff back. A lot of people got fired for that. And everyone had to walk that back. Well, I think on this one, before they jumped all over the MAGA train hat, they were careful. And so it's kind of melted away out of the view of the public because it kind of smells. It smells a little fishy. And so, anyways, it would be interesting to keep following that and see if old Jussie Smollett had charges pushed against him or charged against him for making up a story. But anyway, that's the left media for you. Then you got this one. This is interesting too. You got the photo of the View co-host Joy Behar, dressed as a beautiful African American. Resurfaces, and it doesn't look good for old Joy. 1 second. So, she apparently, back in the day, dressed up as a beautiful African American woman. Joy Behar. She's white, which would be blackface. But she's not getting any nobody's hammering down on her. And it's pretty interesting. You can go read this story here. But basically, the Behar was 29 years old. She apparently dressed up as a beautiful African American for Halloween, complete with makeup to make her skin look darker. Behar and her 216 co-hosts discussed the photos as a segue into mulling over the beauty resurgence of naturally curly hair. That was probably a bad choice in segues, and considering the, climate when it comes to blackface in this country. But she is, again, a liberal. She's a hardcore left, and loved by the left. So she probably there's going to be no real persecution on her for this. Megyn Kelly mentions blackface in the same scenario as this and gets fired. But there's probably no, it's fair. It's all fair. The Rap's Joy Levine tweeted about the video, writing, Joy Behar admitted during a taping of The View in 2016 to dressing as a beautiful African woman at a Halloween party when she was 29, which involved makeup that was a little bit darker than my skin. The show even ran an image of the old photo, Levine added. Interesting. Let's see what this has to say.
In the New York Times, they had an op-ed piece in praise of naturally curly hair. They say that it's making a comeback.
When are you excited? I've always had curly hair. Y'all
Man,
making a statement.
Is that really Joy Behar though in this picture coming up?
Huh? What do you...
Oh, yeah.
Is that you, Joy?
Definitely.
Oh, this picture.
Oh, Joy, is that you?
Yeah.
Joy, that is you?
Yes.
Oh, Joy,
Wait. No, I know.
She used to be kind of pretty.
I was so cute. Cute I was.
Are you my auntie Joy?
That is me.
My word. What year is this? Circa what?
I was 29. It was a Halloween party. I went as a beautiful African woman.
Oh, yes, you ain't black.
But that's my hair.
It's okay for her, apparently. I wonder if she's going to lose her job over this.
Yeah, but it is.
This is only from a couple years back.
Coming back?
That is me.
Did you have tanning lotion on,
Joy? A little, I had makeup that was a
is
little
that,
bit darker than my
what's her face from the Disney Channel?
But that's my actual hair, though.
I love it, though.
Oh, interesting. She loves it. It's cute, man. So funny how much stuff's changed in just a couple years. What back, what then we could have just been like, oh yeah, I did a Halloween party, no harm, no foul. Now it's like, oh my God, kill him. If you guys haven't tried this, it's really good. Urban Mate, where's it at? There it is. That's really good stuff. It's not too sugary, sweet. Has no. Speaking of blackface. Going to this. Gucci is pulling their $900 sweater from production over claims of blackface. I think the bigger story here is that somebody would try to charge $900 for a sweater, especially a sweater as freaking ridiculous as that. Are you kidding me? It does represent the old blackface minstrel, like minstrels there with the big old red, big red lips right there and all that you can pull down. I don't know who the person was who thought this was going to be acceptable or all right. And just the fact that they would even design that's pretty damn ridiculous. But they pulled it from the store shelves after there was a bunch of outcry over it, which, we can argue or debate. Should they be? I mean, it's a turtleneck, just scrunch it down. I don't know, man. It's crazy, but yeah, this happened here. There's a lot of outrage about that. I think the bigger outrage should be that somebody wants to charge $890 for the balaclava jumper. Features a pair of red lips tucked inside the neck of the black sweater. Wearers can pull the neck, I think is what they meant to say, the neck of the sweater up and over their own lips if they want to keep their cheeks warm in cold weather. Or if they enjoy looking like a little bit like a lunatic in their streetwear. That's true. Some social media users quickly noted the lips detail made wearers look as if they were donning a minstrel show-style blackface. And to top it off, Gucci introduced the top during Black History Month. Wow, that's got to sting a little bit, man. Gucci issued a statement Thursday apologizing for the sweater. How did it make it all the way to production and all that without anybody saying, hey, wait a minute, time out. I don't think this one's going to go over that well. We should rethink this. That blows me away. We consider diversity the fundamental value of to be fully upheld, respected, and at the forefront of every decision we make. Except when we made this extendable turtleneck with big red lips. Okay? Except then. The brand said in a statement posted on social media, we can confirm that the item has been immediately removed from our online store and all physical stores. The item no longer appears for sale on the Gucci website. So basically, the moral of this story is you should get one of those sweaters because they'll probably be a collector's and be worth some money. But yeah, it's just a terrible sweater anyways. Look at that. Anyway, bouncing all over the place here. Next. Oh, should trans women compete with women? Let's watch. What's her name? Hannah Mouncey used to play on the Australian men's handball team. She played on a man's professional team. Gets better. But since transitioning, Mouncey has dominated the Women's Asian Championship and was awarded the John Marriott Sports Person of the Year in 2018. Well, I'm sure she wrecked him. She's a dude. Of course she's going to wreck him. MMA stuff here. Ooh, something went wrong. We're having trouble playing this video. Really? You know I'm streaming and talking about it? Is that it? Is that it? I bet you that's it. Let's try it again. Maybe not. There we go. Where are the feminists on this? This is biologically a male who now is wanting to fight or is fighting other women. Was allowed to fight as a woman. Look at this. Of course, the other one doesn't look that far off, dude. I wonder if she was a man too, or if she's just taking mad steroids. And a concussion. All in the name of diversity and transgender rights. Actually, it does. It does. Actually, that is what makes a woman. Now, you can decide you want to be a male that wants to pretend like you're a woman, and that's fine, and you can do that, and I really don't care, but you can't compete in a true XY, I have a vagina competition, in my humble opinion. To join women's competition hinders women's ability to compete. That's a great video and just something I just wanted to throw up there. This one kind of goes along with it where I touched on this subject. I touched on this the other day. With Representative Ilhan Omar, denies men have a weightlifting advantage over women. That's funny to me. It's funny. And I'm just glad they're promoting this stuff because you guys are just ridiculous. Oh, here's a funny meme I thought I'd share. It's a funny meme time. The Dems say they're bringing illegal aliens to the State of the Union, so I've invited ICE. Oh, that was funny. You got to admit that's kind of funny, right? And back to some of my videos. So anyways, here I've gone for 47 minutes and not said a whole lot of much about anything. I just thought it would be fun to pull up and do a few of these things. Anyways, I think so, man. I think you were. Okay, here. That's funny. Filthy McDumpin' clips. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Filthy, you still with us? Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to throw a video up. I'm probably cut this up and probably we'll cut this video up a little bit and just make little smaller clips because there was a whole bunch of little nonsense that was going on here and there. But yeah, just want to make a video. So anyways, until next time, you guys subscribe. You can follow me. I'm going to get some of my other places you can follow me on. Twitter, Facebook, minds.com, BitChute. I have a bunch of other little website, social media sites, whatever. And yeah, so it will be, you should follow me on those. And I'll cut this whole up so you guys can just get the snippets of what I was trying to say. But I just kind of wanted to get a live video. I was itching to do a live video. So Filthy McDumpin' clips, man. This one goes out to you. Signing off. You guys have the rest of your evening. I'm going to go watch a little UFC. Fallon Fox won't be in it. And that's about it. All right, guys. Till next time, without fear or animus, have a good night. Bye.